Hey guys, this is Monami and today I'm gonna do this tutorial for this look. Loads of people have been asking me about this lipstick. I will show you what I use, so keep watching and see all the details about this makeup. And this is quite a natural makeup, which you can rock every single day. First things first, we're gonna start by priming my face, and I will use my favorite Kat Von D's Featherweight Primer. And I'm going to be using my hands. I usually use 2 pumps of primer. Now my skin is primed, and let's move on to the foundation. And as always, I am using 2 Kat Von D's Lock-It Liquid Foundation, and one is in shade Light 45 and one is in shade Light 42. I mix them kind of together. This is more for all of the base of my face, and I use this for the places I need more highlighting, like under my eyes and on my forehead, my nose, and yeah, so let's do this. And as always, I am using my beauty blender, and I'm using again as well maybe like 2 pumps of the foundation, and I just pat it. I think it kind of more soaks in. You need to blend it really nice and make sure everything is covered. Let's set the first layer, and I'm using a Neve Cosmetics setting mist. Soak in, soak in. Now I will take the Light 42 shade and just add a little bit onto my beauty blender and dab it out. And then I started adding it under my eyes. Need to blend it really nice and let the product melt into my skin. Add a little bit on my upper lip. This feels like exercise, seriously. I think I'm gaining muscles from this dabbing. A little bit on the forehead, the center of the forehead, tiny bit on my nose. Again, let's set it. And under my eyes, I will now proceed to putting on some translucent powder to keep my under eyes, my little bags, under control. And I'm using a Neve Cosmetics Surreale translucent powder. Going in with my beauty blender again. Of course, I will add a little bit. The places where there's the most moisture, so I will add a little bit more of that translucent powder on my forehead, as it is always creasing and in the heat especially. Now I'm going to move on to the contouring. This contour kit is a light to medium Anastasia Beverly Hills, which I use always. And I'm going to be using a Morphe brush. Don't ever know the numbers of these brushes, like seriously. This is from Vegan Kit. I'm going into the shade Fawn and slowly kind of blending it out on my cheekbones, using kind of like a bronzer, and going down to my jawbone because it is quite sharp. And now a little bit around the hairline. And what I've recently started to do is I'm using these tiny mini blenders from Beauty Blender, and I am creating that nose shape with them. I'm going a little bit into that fawn again, and it's just a tiny bit. Sometimes people keep telling me that I contour, like my contour is too harsh and too dark. What am I doing? Like, it is self-expression. Do whatever you want. You're allowed to do makeup. That's the thing about makeup. You can do whatever you want with it. Kind of give a little bit contour under your nose. And just blend, blend, blend. Now I'll take another mini beauty blender and I will go into the shade Banana. I'm thinking that's what it's called. And blend this side out. Go in more and use it to blend this side. And go in the middle. Use this lightest one. And again, go in the middle. I would say the contouring is done. What do you think? So, what is next? Next is obviously highlighting. My favorite part. Everything looks so pretty when you've done the highlighting part. And as always, I'm using the Neve Cosmetics highlighter. This is translucent mineral highlighter of Ombraluce Light. This is pretty great. It's loose. And I'm going to be using this Morphe brush. Pretty cool for highlighting. And now onto the cheekbone. Whoa. Whoa. Over my tattoo. And add a little bit on my upper lip. Now, the center of the nose. And I do it with the side of the brush, obviously. I like to add a little bit of highlight right in the corners of my eyes. And I take this a mini beauty blender so I could get in that corner. Get in. Doesn't everything look better with highlight? Damn, girl. I love it. And the highlighting is done. Glowing. Let's move on to the eyebrows. And I'm going to use an angled brush. I think this is from Eco Tools angled brush. And as always, I'm using Anastasia Beverly Hills Dipbrows. One is in Granite and one is in Ash Brown, which I am both mixing together because sometimes Ash Brown is a little bit too light, but it works when I'm wearing some wigs, which are quite light. Mixing them both together in the cap, they create a really dark ash brown. First I go and create the upper arc. Every single time my eyebrows are different. As long as they're filled in and looking pretty good, I don't mind if they're different. There's so many things I want to film. Lately I've been thinking that I really want to start filming like videos more like talking to you guys. I have so much to talk to about, but I have no idea how to put it like into a video, like a concept, so you wouldn't be bored and I don't know, like express myself the best and make sure like that my language barrier isn't that bad when I try and just talk to you guys. It's like I don't have an eyebrow here at all. See, now I think my eyebrows again are slightly different. I remember I spent so much time trying to get my eyebrows into this shape. Like 4 years ago or something, I was like growing all my eyebrows out and slowly starting to shape them, and then again growing them out and again starting to shape them like slowly, and well, it paid off. And I'll take this brush and a little bit brush it out over in the middle, kind of blending it out. And voila, I think my eyebrows are done. Once I get my eyebrows done, every time it looks so great, and I'm thinking like, what was I thinking about not drawing eyebrows? Like, what? Am I insane? Oh, I feel so good whenever I put makeup on. Like, people keep telling me you don't need makeup and stuff like that. Well, some days I don't, and some days I feel super great and without any drop of makeup or whatever, and it's mostly the days I don't wear makeup. But sometimes I just need makeup to feel better. I don't know, it's an expression, and kind of like put this all effort in when I do the makeup, and it all turns out great, and it's just the whole process, and it's great. I love it. What's next? For the natural eyes, I will just now add the eyelashes. I'm not gonna do any eyeshadows or anything. And before I put the eyelashes on, let's set it all in again. Need a little bit of that face hydration. Let's move on to the eyelashes. I am using the Huda Beauty lashes in Samantha. These are great. I love them so much. Even though I usually prefer the thin strip eyelashes, I do love these ones. And I don't know why, but the first time I'm wearing them, when they're straight out of the pack, I think they're a little bit not as comfortable. But if I wear them a couple of times more, I start feeling a little bit more comfortable, and yeah, I just love them. And I think they start looking a little bit more natural. They kind of like take my eye shape in anyway. And I'm going to be using the House of Lashes glue, which is latex free, and it is pretty damn great. Apply the glue. onto the strip of the lashes. Make sure there's enough glue to both corners, because usually that's where they strip away. Taking my tweezers, blow a little bit on, get that glue sticky. Let's put them on. Try putting the lashes as close to your lash line as possible. And the lashes are on. One more thing for the eyes. I am going to add some mascara, and I'm going to be using the Deer lash from Neve Cosmetics. I feel so weird saying Neve and not Neve Cosmetics, but that's how it is. So just mostly to the lash line. And of course on the bottom lashes. So my lashes are done. And one last thing, always I leave it to last, my lips. Let's do them. And today I'm gonna create the lipstick shade which everyone is asking about, like on my pictures, like what is that lipstick? I can't really tell. Is it like Posh Spice or what it is? It is 3 lipsticks mixed up together, pretty much. Usually I would mix Posh Spice with Scorpio, but to make it a little bit lighter, I would add a little bit of Drug Lord. So this is what I'm going to do today. And I'm going to be mixing them here on my hand. First, I will go on with a little bit of that Scorpio, add a little bit of Posh Spice right next to it, and then Drug Lord. I love Drug Lord because you can mix any shades you want and make them lighter, and I love light lipstick. Let's mix it up. Create this awesome light shade. I love it. It's kind of lavendery, kind of Posh Spice meets lavender. I will just take the Posh Spice, kind of clean it a little bit. Take this mixed shade, apply it on my lips. The lips are done. Let's wipe away this lipstick with Cotton Candy wipes. Don't want to mess anything up. And this is the look.